Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We're back in Thessaloniki once again, obviously one of my favourite locations in the sim at the moment. Beautiful Greece as well, cargo wrong. Lots of channel members in the live chat already. It's fantastic to see lots of green. Night Shepherd, Matthew, Alberto, Gav, Big Jacko's Gaming, Craig, Shuts, hello guys, welcome. We have got quite a few new things today, and yes, Night Shepherd pea soup, lots of pea soup in Thessaloniki at the moment. Could be interesting for the return leg. First of all, JustFlight have just sent me a preview of the new 0.1.6 version coming soon, the update to the JustFlight 146, professional for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And hello Doc, Darcy2, David A, welcome folks. We've also got this new payware MXI Design scenery of Thessaloniki, Lima Golf Tango Sierra is the ICAO code. So we're going to explore that a little bit before we go anywhere. And the new FSRealistic Pro. So 3 new things to check out today throughout the live stream. Of course, there is some really nice freeware Thessaloniki scenery. And I've used it a lot as well, in fact, on the channel. So it's nice to compare the two to see what they offer in contrast to one another. And having used the other one quite a lot, I think we're in quite a good place to try and work out which one we would prefer. And I've been here in real life too, so I know exactly what to expect. What it should look like and shouldn't look like. If you're new, tuning in for the first time, welcome. Hit subscribe. Don't forget throughout today to give the stream a like as well. That sign is very good. Very, very nice indeed. And actually the glass textures are quite cool too. Obviously we're in some parancumulus and tarancumulonimbus clouds today in Thessaloniki, so lots of pretty naff weather. Here's the old terminal, and again, looking quite nice from the outside so far. We've got the FSRealistic Pro connected with the BAe146, not quite sure what to expect, and we've got the new retrojet Osprey World Cargo livery painted by the fantastic Padday as well. So actually, modelling wise, I think there's a bit more finesse with this in comparison to the payware version. It's nice to see glass textures are pretty good as well. Hammer Down, good morning, welcome. I mean, those sign textures, we get up nice and close, see what they're like. Very nice. So this section that we're in at the moment, or having a little look at, is the old terminal. The other one is the brand new terminal. And the new one is used more for EU type departures and flights instead. What's going to be really interesting is the other side, because it's a very complex building with quite an exquisite design as well. It's nice to see through the glass they've added a lot of pedestrians or a lot of passengers inside. Shuts, yeah, MXI have done quite a few bits of scenery. Now that looks quite good, doesn't it? Look at that. I've stood on those steps, in fact stand 12 I believe it was, by departure back to Heathrow. Intra-Schengen arrivals, really nice sign there, backlit as well. Bearing in mind it is not like, so it's not day, it's not night time at the moment, but the cloud is so thick that it has shrouded us into like a bit of a darkness. So we're kind of getting best of both worlds here. We're almost seeing what it looks like at night time too, as well as this inclement weather. Phantom, welcome. I mean, look at that. That's a great bit of modelling work. I wouldn't even know where to begin if it was myself. Wouldn't have a clue at all. Interior wise, I don't really think there is any. Why would there be? Let's see here. We've got this lounge area at the top. They've made a bit of an effort to create some sort of interior. It's not mind-blowing. Certainly an improvement on the freeware version that is available. When we come away from the terminal building, look at that complexity. But also the depth of detail included as we go further away. And then we can pass beyond our aircraft to the newer terminal. Don't let me forget to check the tower out as well. Look at that retro livery for the 146. Looks superb. Got the cargo doors open on her as well, and the logo lights fired up. It's a very quirky building. Let's see what they've done on the landside areas as well. So the forecourt areas and the car parks have been modelled into. And they've not spared the detail of the roof either, to be fair. Looks like there is potentially people in the ATC tower. There is. There we go, so they've modelled that too. In fact, they've added the charts. Nice little nod of detail there. Although the glass textures could be the weather, of course. But we can't actually see anything through the tower. Bit of a shame. Runway 28, so we're going to explore that side of the airfield as we go towards the threshold. Apron textures. In fact, look at those marks and scuff marks. So this is where it's, you know, really set itself apart from the freeware version. Incredible detail on the actual apron area. You can see all the gridding on the asphalt. And then we've got the military base over on the far side as well. Various aircraft hangars. Through the heavy rain. Now, one thing that the freeware scenery does is add quite a nice military base here at Thessaloniki. We've got two legs. We're heading off to Pyreek Devco's Tivat airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's the plane. Oh, look at that. And we're going to be flying to Tivat. I'm not sure which runway we're going to be using yet. We're then going to do a turnaround and then fly back to Thessaloniki, and perhaps the weather has changed by that point when we do return, and things will have improved. But here we go with a preview version of an update that's coming soon to the 146, version 0.1.6, I think it is from memory, with a couple of new things actually that going to be included with this. And this isn't the final list, by the way. They've changed the EFB aircraft page, so it will now save the options between kilograms and pounds based on preference. Okay, right. Hopefully, he says we are back and you guys can hear me okay again. Not sure what happened there. Bizarrely, my internet completely went off, so very odd. Vodafone at its finest, I'm sure. But hopefully you guys can all hear me once more. Do let me know in the live chat before we commit too much further in. You know, it's always these days where you think hopefully it's all going okay. Alright, well, I'll be waiting for some confirmation in the live chat. Hopefully you guys can hear me. 0.1.6 of the JustFlight 146, of course. So I'm just going to change frequencies to 1228. Osprey 165, radio check.
5x5.
Thank you. Okay, so they've changed a lot, as I was saying before, just as my internet died on me, so do apologise about that. Hopefully the live chat's working again as well. Do give us a little wave in the live chat. So that we were saying they've updated a few things. They've changed, tweaked a couple of things in the EFB here. Change your kilo and pounds measurements so that it will remember that, and it's also linked the sim brief importation of your cargo and everything based upon those units as well. One thing they have done, more relevant to the passenger version, I guess, but they've changed, removed the cabin window surrounds and glass, so they're now hidden along with the rest of the virtual cabin. So when we disable it from the interior menu here, we can remove interior cabin like so, and we go into our custom views, and it's forgotten them because I have refreshed the aeroplane's package rather last minute. Let's see what we can come up with here. We can set some live apps. Maybe not, because we're in the cargo version. Why would we? Dear me. Anyway, if you don't have interior cabin selected on the passenger version, you'll be able to now set some passenger views without having any windows that might inflict in the way still, which is quite cool. Basically gives you more freedom for custom cabin views. And they've also changed some logic between master caution and master warning assignments, and made a number of other changes we don't yet know about because they're still in testing as well. So very cool. Thessaloniki to Tivat is our flight today, Osprey 165. And what we want to do is add in the data down here. So, index, where do we want to go to? I don't remember now, all these different aircraft. Flight plan recall, here we go. Now, interestingly, I can't see any live chat. Oh, wait, Badger's giving us a little wavy wave. Now it's refreshed. Good stuff. Okay, I got stuck there. Shuts, thank you guys. Night Shepherd as well. Awesome. Thanks for sticking with us through that. Obviously, it's playing up today. Well, my internet might be playing up, who knows. But good, at least we're back. Gimme Shouter says I've updated to FSRealistic Pro this morning, just shy of £7. Great upgrade, well worth the initial investment. Pindo Petak Lasti for our departures, or our routes, sorry, I should say. Pindo Petak Lasti, and we're going to do Adassi as well. Uniform Mike 603 via Adassi, which is there. So we go departure arrivals, runway 28, Adassi 1 Echo departure. Done. That is it. I mean, the beauty of this is you can get started really quickly, and it all works quite nicely. Freight door warnings and door not shut, screens heat selected off as well. Let's do a quick TGT test. And we want flex of 88 on the temperature, and we're going to initially climb for TGT of 820, which is fine. So let's set takeoff. I'll do. Flex of 56 then in this instance. Happy days. Get your damper on, 1 and 2. Monitor the brake temperatures. So we've got the new FSRealistic Pro as well today, and what that does is it gives us like the head bobbing and all that sort of stuff. I was saying yesterday, would I use it? I'm not sure. However, we might as well give it a go and see what we think. There's our call sign, Osprey 165, and let's get rid of some of these. So we're going to close the cargo door. You can see the wind is actually rocking us slightly here as well. This is one of the FSRealistic things. So I don't know if you can see that. If I zoom in to this corner, the wind is literally pushing us around on the aeroplane at the moment. Hopefully you can see that. Close the door. We're on chocks at the moment, but we need to think about everything else on the aircraft too. So, playing catch up now. Mayday, this is version 0.1.6 of the JustFlight 146. Andy, hello to you. It is indeed a cargo flight today. Right, where was I? Navigraph charts. So initial climb is... oh, doesn't seem to be... There is any sort of limit on that. Lovely stuff. Based upon the Micra VOR 1108. 10. Oops, fat fingers again. Done it again. There we go. Let's just move to this bit so we can actually. 1108. We'll keep that active as well. 0.3. That is Micra. And we're going to be off to Edasi at or above flight level 120. So let's start scrolling up. Cruise altitude today of flight level 280. I might as well just set that. We'll let the aeroplane get all the way up to there because we are on Unicom. Yeah, 280. Squawking 2000 at the moment. Let's turn the TGT or the TMS, sorry, off. And then down here, past the pilot. One, 6, 5. We can set our lights as required. Instrument panel lighting, panel flood. That's done. Make sure that's entered as well. And we'll revert that back. Right, what else? I feel like the thing has thrown me off a little bit, but we're all good. So for the departure, we want to intercept an outbound radial of 257 degrees out from the Micra VOR. .257, that's all good. And then up in the overhead panel, we've got all of the BEV on both on and autos. That's set as required, and the temperatures are set to pumps are all off, crossfeeds off, batteries on, and APU galley and APU gen are powered with showing green as well. APU's running. Engine anti-ice for the start on. Flight deck emergency lights need to be put to the armed position. And ice detection needs to go on as well. APU air. And we're going to set this 280. Peter, hello, welcome. Oliver, good morning. Right, what else? Oh, by the way, I remember pointing this out a long time ago, but on the ground tests, a lot of these work. So you can work through all of these. One thing that's very cool is the horn, which is external for engineers. Right, what else? EL trim, yaw damper. We want to make sure we're set for takeoff, which is going to be that one. An APU master caution there. What else? Ice protection, electrics, rudder valve, flight recorder off, park brakes on. Park brakes on, let's remove the chocks. And we'll come away from that again. What we could do is go onto RNAV as well. In fact, I'll leave that one on RNAV. I'll put this one on nav. We'll initially hand fly the departure, I think. What are we going to be doing actually? 7 miles Micra. No, let's stick it on RNAV. And then on the heading bug, we're going to set 280 degrees. 29 and 28, which is there. Lovely. What else? Okie doke. Right, well, we've actually reinstalled toolbar pushback. We've got pushback express too, but I've just found that an absolute nightmare to use already, and I've barely reinstalled that. So I'll be uninstalling FS2 Crew Pushback Express in no time. I've actually put this back in again because it's been quite a while, but there's nothing wrong with it by the sounds of it, except for potential sort of slight memory leaks. If we get a memory leak today, then I know it's this.
Cockpit to ground.
Thessaloniki traffic, Osprey 165, stand 5, push start, facing south. 30, stick that back onto nav for now. And we want all the pumps on. Start master, engine 4. And we're going to put the beacon light on as well. Packs are off. APU air is switched on.
Parking brake set, lifting the aircraft.
Okay.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Right, what have we missed?
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
APU's off. It is, yeah, it is. You know what? I turned it on. How mad. I've obviously I must have missed something throughout the carnage of the stream dropping offline. Right, well, we're going to push start, and it's going to be a bit of a silent one for a couple of minutes in that case. Good grief. Good job she's got enough battery to get the APU fired up, eh? Look at that, one thing goes wrong and it just throws your flow entirely. Cames pilot, worth noting that the APU fire test would trigger the APU to shut down. There we go, thank you, I should have read that.
Completed. Please set your parking brake.
See, there's still so much that we're learning with this aeroplane.
Lowering aircraft.
That's all good now. There's the ding.
Ground. You may disconnect.
Okay, sir. Clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting.
Why
for
would you
vision.
fly an Airbus
Thank
when you
and
can fly
goodbye.
something like this? It can catch you out the smallest of things and it just won't work for you. I need to make sure I've got the QNH set as well. Meta LGTS. It's 1006 at the moment. Zero 06, matches on the standby. Fuel damper needs to be rearmed. We're watching engine 4 start, sorry. I'm glad you guys in the live chat help prevent me cock up like that all the time. Get the flight directors on. Engine 3. So what we're doing is we're monitoring the N2, watching that rise. You see all of the engine T's and P's here. You see the oil pressures and temperatures and the oil quantities. Yeah, we're connected to VATSIM. I can see quite a few people, so hoping it's all working again. There's a couple of folk up in front as well. Get rid of the music for now. Oh, is Andy at the wrong airport? Oh, good grief. The only thing with the cargo version is I can't set any custom views using the nice typical way. So what you'd have to do is go back to the old, you know, when you go into the camera config and do the -40 trick, and that will get your new custom views sorted again. But I have just uninstalled this very, very last minute and reinstalled it. So within about 3 minutes of the actual stream starting, we actually spawned in. We are using Volante, yes. Thankfully, landing rate monitor is still fired up and working. I need to make sure the route plan is on with SimBrief, and that is it. So set the active plan there. Look at this, right rush, isn't it? Getting all this sorted. Just figure out Volante here very quickly. And I need to add an aircraft. So what are we? G Wispy. And it's BAe146-2 for the ICAO code in this instance. Done. So that's Volante fired up and fixed, and that's all our engines started as well. So we'll go flaps 18. Ice protection and electrics. We can pop these off now as well. Make sure the gens go online, and what else? Engine 3 and engine 2 pumps go on. So that's all good. That's all good. Stop pressing things that you don't need to press, Luke. It's such a common occurrence, isn't it? Okay, and then taxi lights, we'll flick those down. Neil went to see Top Gun Maverick yesterday. Never realised you could get an F-14 started airborne in less than 2 minutes. Wow. Crikey. Mayday, this airport, Thessaloniki, by MXI Design, is out now. Available now. Night Shepherd's had another crash to desktop. Not good. Okay, so let's go power, TO, park brakes off. We'll use engines 1 and 4 for taxi, I think. So we've got the M1 set of 88%-ish, and we've clicked the bugs as well to set our speeds. You can see that relating on the that sort of manual speed too. Mikael, welcome.
FSRealistic traffic, Osprey 585, pushing back, stand 4.
Thessaloniki track big, Osprey 165, taxi to hold point, Foxtrot 10, runway 28, via Delta, Charlie and Foxtrot. METAR at the moment, Thessaloniki winds 330 degrees at 4 knots, 6,000 meters visibility and light rain, scattered cloud at 800 feet. Towering cumulus at 1,800, broken cloud at 2,500, dew point and temperature both 21 degrees, so the air is very saturated, hence the low visibility. The QNH 1006 temporarily 4,000 meter visibility in showers and rain. That would be the FSRealistic cabin ambience. We can turn that off though. That's the cabin ambience off. So over here's part of the scenery as well that we get to enjoy today. Some of the cargo hangars and things. We're going to go on to Foxtrots.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
David tried flying this morning, had so many little problems pop up, so just closed the sim after last night's flight. Had no patience, that's not good. Here we are anyway, Thessaloniki once again. Such a great airport to fly in and out of. Lots of opportunity to go and explore a lot of the Greek islands. But of course we're off to Montenegro instead today. Corny, hello again. And this is the first time taking the Osprey World Cargo BAe146 for a spin as well on the channel. Very exciting. Beautiful retro paint. Slight difference to the passenger version as well, which is nice. Makes it look quite different still.
Taxiing via Charlie Fox 8, Fox 9 to runway 28.
Thessaloniki Traffic Olympic 1, we are airborne passing 12 feet and we are on the DMR direct Arnas.
Do a quick config check. Don't need anything else down here, and we've got cabin secure for takeoff. It's more of a passenger thing really, but David's saying he's really frustrated with the Fenix right now. Just going to stick with PMTG for a bit. Yeah, a lot of people having some problems with the Fenix at the moment. I don't know if part of it's the fact that it has to run the program on the outside. Nox Gaming, lol, the Fenix gear bug. What gear bug's that? I'm supposed to be, well, potentially flying that on a stream on Sunday, so I'm hoping it's not broken. Games Pilot, by the way, is one of the JustFlight development team behind the 146.
Taxiing to runway 28 via Charlie Foxtrot to holding point Foxtrot 9.
He's saying we've now added 2 click spots for the emergency gear lever to avoid a repeat of the previous flight. Yeah, whoops. I do apologise for that, but it shows how fun the aeroplane is. So FSRealistic's running. FSRealistic Pro, I should say, is running in the background, new today. And what we're getting what we're going to get, I should say, is cockpit ambience, crash screaming if we smash down somewhere. I've left it on even though we're a cargo version anyway. Flaps drag, flaps lever, flaps stress, float, G-forces, gear drag, ground effect, ground roll, breathing, brakes, airframe, wind as well. Not quite sure what to expect from it. Nox Game said when you had the outside view there was another aircraft flying the CEO and the gear spawn as inside and go back inside. Very weird. I'm glad I'm not the only one to do it then. Neil, exactly. Osprey Airways, what we do is we save money by removing parts from the aeroplane, so we can't retract the gear anymore. And that saves you £10 on your ticket. Thessaloniki traffic, Osprey 165 lining up runway 28 at Foxtrot 10 for a Idasi 1 Echo departure. Night Shepherd says the only one I dislike is the airframe wind is super loud. Right, okay, well that's something we're going to have to bear in mind then as we commit to this departure. We're going straight into pea soup by the looks of it as well. Strobe on. Runway turn off lights on. Oh, just look at that. Night Shepherd, I daren't touch it. I daren't touch it.
To line up behind the company traffic taking off.
Look, there's a missive bouncing off the that wet runway surface there. Beautiful scenery work as well to create that wet effect from the weather. That's quite special. That's quite cool. Alrighty. Let's flick those across to on. We don't need the wipers. We're going to have the air that's about to do it all for us. We can't even see the end of the runway. That's quite remarkable. It's the first time operating this in weather like this, that's for sure. Okay, so TMS is set, flaps, everything's all good, and we're going to depart flaps 18 with a V1 of 121-ish, V-rotate 123 knots. Set a bit of power. There's the brake wobble.
TMS set to take off. Power set, flex achieved.
Very wobbly. The ground roll of FSRealistic.
Speed alive.
Crikey, can't see a chuffing thing.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
We're holding 12 degrees at the moment. Whoops, we were.
V2.
Set gear up.
Thessaloniki traffic, Osprey 232 lining up on runway 28. We'll hold for the landing traffic on the other runway.
Okay, about 500 feet, so keep climbing for now. We're going to go heading select. And we're going to select autopilot on. We're going to leave it in pitch mode for now because I want to go to 10 degrees in a minute. Not 10 degrees, sorry, 7 degrees from now. It's about 1,000 foot AGL-ish. We'll do 7 degrees. That's going to bring our rate of climb to 1,000 feet. And we're accelerating away. What are we now? 3.2 DME. Going up to about 7 at runway heading. Thessaloniki traffic, Osprey 165 airborne, passing 2,000 feet outbound in Dessa 1, Echo departure. Go gear up. Flaps now going from 18 to 0 is going to change the dynamics of the aircraft quite considerably. We're going to have to trim for that. We're going to go back up to about 10%. Flaps up. There we go. 10 degrees, sorry, for rate of climb now. 6 miles. Flick it on RNAV and I'll whack it on LNAV. Job's a good un. Dusty's run out of tonic. Don't worry, if you live in Tivat, we're about to drop a whole load off. Okay, now we're going to be off to intercept the radial out about 257 degrees. That, wow, properly pea soup. A couple of people asking for updates about the Fokker 28 fellowship from JustFlight. Games Pilot saying, yep, working on the F28, the RJ and the Tomahawk at the moment. The F28 visuals are mostly complete and the systems coding is in progress with some new in-dev content coming soon on the JustFlight website. So keep an eye out for that, folks. That'd be quite cool. A lot of people on the channel looking forward to that one, especially those of you who are Dutch. Let's change this to 1013, 2992, that matches. And we're going to go to TGT climb. Select 820 now. So the aeroplane's going to manage that. It's not advising anything on the TMS. Any changes to our power setting. F70 and 100 visuals are nearly complete too as well. Fantastic. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be looking forward to that. Let's get rid of the APU now. Put a bit of that wing anti-ice on as well.
Good traffic, Osprey 585, lining up behind company traffic on runway 28.
Perfect conditions for some icing here, I think, as we're climbing up. Oh, that burst in the cloud there. Not exactly. This keeps you on your toes, doesn't it? It's so fun to fly. It's incredibly immersive. It looks brilliant as well. In the right livery as well. Cough, this one. Look at that. Just absolutely spectacular. And it sounds brilliant as well. I've turned off the ambient noise on FSRealistic. We don't need it. That's interesting. Go direct to Dassy. I have no idea where that's trying to send us at the moment. Definitely incorrect. Should have said on an outbound turn long before. My own fault for not paying attention, I guess. Through 10. Get rid of those. And I like to fly this in pitch mode. TCP's with the green. Got any warnings?
Testing leaky traffic. Osprey 232 is at 3,000 feet, just past empty. Mike Kilo Romeo 07.
Cool.
This is leaky traffic, Osprey.
Razalon for the last 3 days, randomly after about an hour's flight, I dropped to 5 to 10 frames per second in both VR and via the monitor. Interesting. Check to see if you got toolbar pushback. There's a lot of people reporting that has been causing a memory leak. Yet to be convinced myself though. Out through the stormy weather. Proper piece super. Not anymore though. We're out of it, which is good. Here we are. So one thing I need to do is reset my custom views. Didn't have time pre-stream. Downloaded this sort of preview version very last minute. Didn't give me time to sort of fix them all, which is all good. Going direct to Dassy now, so there we go, happy days. Sounds brilliant from the outside, doesn't it? Certainly looks bumpy as well. Rightio. Look at that for a towering cumulus. Wowzers. 1.6 to Dassy. Willie, hello to you. Saying as well that removing toolbar pushback from self definitely fixed a problem or two with my sim. Unfortunate because I really love it. It is, yeah, it's a real shame. And I've tried to use Pushback Express from FS2 Crew. I just can't get on with it anymore. In fact, I've tried to use it a couple of times. It just hasn't worked. So I've no idea what's going on with that. It's a real shame. It's pretty fantastic, isn't it? Cloud, absolutely wonderful. So our route today is going to take us across northern Greek airspace before heading into Albanian airspace for a short while, heading up towards the coast, and then all the way up into Tivat. I'm not sure what the weather is doing in Tivat at the moment, so let's have a quick look at the weather. So METAR LYTV, winds 200 degrees at 1 knot, scattered cloud 5,600 and 8,000 feet. 24 degrees, dew point 17 and QNH 1006. It certainly looks to have much better conditions in Tivat for us. So tickle this bit of cloud here. Oops, fat fingers. Cosmic Christopher's bought Pushback Express a while back and is still to get it to work. Yeah, I mean, I've uninstalled half of it today. Give you an idea of what I think of it. It's a real shame. Talk about Pushback's a fantastic aircraft add-on for the sim. Makes Pushback a breeze. Certainly improves it significantly to the point where we can actually enjoy using it. Otherwise, Pushback's quite tedious in MSFS, isn't it? Keep an eye out on the channel as well for some giveaways coming soon when we hit 20,000 subscribers, and I need your guys' help to achieve that. We're going to do a giveaway. We've already had a couple of developers reach out, like Contrail Webshop. They've reached out to offer €50 worth of gift cards in various different values, which will go towards the giveaway when we do hit the target. FSRealistic have offered 2 serial keys, so we could get 2 winners for the FSRealistic Pro. So there's a couple of prizes already now that we've got, so it's 5, 6 or so prizes. So watch this space. We'll see what we can sort out for various other things as well. Prizes I'm going to purchase for somebody potentially, if I can get it to work out in some sort of way. We're going to get a PMDG 737-1 for a winner as well, so do watch this space. Let's go to IAS. Doc said he's found Toolbar Pushback has a crashing issue with when used with Luke Airtool. Interesting. "20,000 feet already." Resurrected, does this aircraft support the default MSFS ATC? You know what, I have no idea. I don't use it because it's pretty awful for an in-game ATC, so I tend to avoid using that entirely. So I'm not sure, perhaps somebody in the live chat might know a little bit more that can help. What will we do? We're going to have a little look at Navigraph, weren't we, for some charts and things. So there's our position at the moment, about a quarter of the way there, and winds 200 degrees. So what have we got into Asti 3 Charlie? Into Tivat. Pindo and Petak. Alright, well there's Lasti, which is also that waypoint at the very bottom of our legs page. Then we're at Lasti 3 Charlie to Gossett. There's the TAS NPB. We got runways 32 or runways 14. Winds at the moment 200 degrees at 1 knots. So the primary runway is runway 32 into Tivat. We could potentially do the circling approach. So what do you guys think? Quick poll time. What we got? Circling approach, runway 14. And Fox Zulu. Boom. There we go. So a couple of options into Tivat. We'll know more once we've selected an approach. We'll be able to then work out what we're going to do from there. Now, of course, the primary runway would be runway 32. That's the one that's used in real life in these conditions. Case pilot pointing out, yeah, we could do, you can increase your TGT to 840 for better climb performance. So basically we're getting pretty much near to the limits of the engine output above flight level, Oliver wrote down here, through flight level 150. Willie could give a square approach to go, it's called a circuit, isn't it? We'll leave the poll live for a couple of minutes and then we'll make the decision. How far have we got actually? Indo-Petak, Blasty. Need to work out when our top of descent would be as well. There's a YouTube video from the JustFlight team that shows you lots of quirks the aircraft has to offer. We've explored quite a few already, various things with the aeroplane, including the visors, which give you a really nice change of exposure to the clouds and the world around you, the environment in front of you, that sort of thing. And you can just click it and unclick it like so. There's various different cup holders, animated, modelled in, that you can go ahead and find. One thing that's worth noting, we will need to update the liveries because the 200 now has changed the plaque, the missing plaque I should say, for the new update that's coming soon, so we're going to have to tweak the livery a little bit to make sure that's corrected for those of you with the 146. Resurrected, no problem at all. What I tended to find before I was on VATSIM, I ended up just not using any ATC at all. Yeah, the click spot, the notorious click spot down here, you've now got to click this first, and then there's two click spots effectively now for emergency gear deployment. So I'd like to think we won't necessarily have to do it, or accidentally click stuff and break it again, I should say. How many votes have we had so far? Only 23 votes. Get your votes in, folks. We'll run the poll for a couple more minutes and we'll see what people say. Keep smashing that like button as well throughout today's live stream if you are enjoying it too. What we can do is tune the Tivat NDB, which is 345. I'm actually going to tune it to both. And 345. How are we doing? A few thousand to go. Interesting. No simulated toilet. Sad to hear. Weird things that I just never thought we'd ever really need. 105 miles to the next waypoint, which is Petak and then Lasti. So one more minute to go for the pole. It looks to be the circling approach runway 14, doesn't it? Is that me inbound cast at the moment? Could be, could be, could be. I've just changed past. Yes, actually, yes, that is me. Jonathan, hello, buddy. Hope you're well. We've set dock off. It's not the realistic approach that's being used in real working very well. So bear with us. I appreciate you guys still watching and sticking with us throughout the stream today. Much appreciation for that. Just refreshing everything as well in the sim to make sure that I can actually read the live chat and things once more. So we are back anyway. So everybody's tuned out again. What a shame. I don't know what's happening. But those of you who have just waited around for a couple of minutes, there are 13 of you, thank you. It's been one of those days, isn't it? I don't know what's going on. It's out of my control anyway. The Wi-Fi just keeps cutting off in this area at the moment. So there's very little I can do as it stands at the moment. David, thank you guys. Gav, Badger, Dursey2, Doc, Cosmo, Jonathan, Phantom, thank you folks. Andy, appreciate you guys sticking around. Very kind of you. Let's go 720 for the TGT. Alberto, Matthew, thank you. Yeah, these things happen. You know what? 99% of the time, we don't have these technical problems these days, thankfully. But we're still airborne anyway. And we're back on the VATSIM network too. So where were we? There's the poll, 50 votes pretty much, or 48 votes, and most people saying we want the circling approach into runway 14. We'll give it a go. John, thank you, buddy. Gav, good to see. So that's the end of that poll, and well, loads of people tuning back in again. Welcome, welcome. 99% of the time, yeah, that's 60% of the time. It works every time. Oh dear. Yeah, it's because it's going, touch wood, a little smoothly so far. I guess, who knows? It could be the temperature as well. It is absolutely scorching in this room at the moment. Vodafone knocks gigafast as well with City Fibre. So much for that being super quick. Supposedly 900 megabytes per second. So we're going to go for the circling approach. Why not make it difficult? So back to Navigraph, and we are heading into Gossett, and then from Gossett we're going to do the circling approach. So Tivat NDB, and then we're going to commit inbound to the lock DME 111.3 towards Tivat, which is an offset ILS basically, one offset NDB approach anyway to runway 32. But at 3 DME we're going to break off, fly left downwind, 4 DME, and then we're going to make a right turn. Probably about 160, 150 knots for this hand-flown final approach in. Shows here visual air segment having established effective external visual reference at 3 miles. The flight shall be continued visually onto the courses and distances given on the charts above. The prescribed minimum flight visibility shall be observed during the visual approach procedure. And that is 1,840 for minimums and a visibility of 2,400 metres in the day, not authorised at night. And there's our missed approach data as well. So if visual reference is lost, initial climbing turn towards the landing runway, and then once overhead the airport, proceed climbing to TAS NDB and as directed. What it will require, because we are going to do this, we're going to require some significant spacing between all of us now as well, because we're going to land, we're then going to have to taxi to the end and backtrack all the way back to the terminal building. So that's something to bear in mind if you are following along the merry trail that is behind us. Doc, okay. Yeah, Doc, we'll blame you, Doc. Oh, there we go. MSFS has finally said that we've reconnected as well. Thank you, Microsoft Flight Simulator. 5 minutes later. I'd imagine it's going to cut off again at some point. Hopefully not. Now that's interesting. My zoom has dropped off. So this is a bug that's known with FSRealistic. What it's doing, FSRealistic's known, it's in this sort of changelog as well, to remove the ability to zoom in. Even, well, it says when you reset the view it should be fixed, but it's obviously not. Maybe we'll try going external. There we go, back in. No, you don't have any zoom at all. Good job in this small cockpit, we don't necessarily need it. So, what do we need to do? We need to set the NDB, which we've already done, and we need to set, let's get rid of the Thessaloniki charts for a second. 345 TAS is set. We're going to set 1113. And 1113. Onto both of those. I'm actually going to flick that across now as well. Yeah, head tracking, I'd imagine, is pretty cool. Leonardo says I had this zoom bug as well yesterday, I'm assuming with FSRealistic too. After a couple of hours it fixed itself. There we are. Just had to refresh that because I've disconnected the autopilot's alt arm for a moment there. Or / forgot to arm it. I forget. We've had a lot of issues today, haven't we? It's just been throwing me left, right and centre. Got to try and still fly the plane. .720 TGT. I think we can cruise less than 720 TGT, can't we? I'm trying to remember what this is. 680. John says head tracking would give me a stiff neck. Oh look, it's working again. Happy days. So that's something linked to FSRealistic that's kind of locking the zooms and things up. I suppose it's because it's going through a bit of turbulent air. It's getting quite murky up here, isn't it? Holy smokes. See, Wi-Fi issues. All of a sudden, before we know it, we are coming in hot. So let's go to descent mode. What do we want? TAS. 3000. We'll set 3. Ron, hello to you in your vacation site in Croatia. Still time to watch. Fantastic to see. Good to have you tune in. Yeah, so we might be a bit high for this. We're being tested here. Quite significant. Everything's going wrong all at the moment where we're trying to sort of do things quite important, like think about approach. LYTV for the METAR. Quick refresh. Variable at 3 knots in light rain. Scattered cloud 5,600 now. How do you get a high and fast jet down in time, Matthew? Thankfully, we're in cargo, so we can just drop the air brake. How's our rate of descent here? Nice and speedy. we'll just monitor that. How long to Lasty? That's the next question. We need to add the departure in as well, the actual arrival, sorry. Runway 14. And was it the Lasty 3 Charlie? So, have a quick check of some of these early star charts. Lock Zulu 3-2, let's do that instead, why not? In the box. Lock Zulu 3-2. Don't want to transition, just want to go direct. So it's going to be that. Gossett Taz, 45 lock. Okay, so that's going to give us a bit of an idea of what we want to do. We need to set the local QNH. 1006. Zoom has locked again. Wow, that's locked really badly. That's it, GameSpot, you're never too high in a 146. You are with me. It all go wrong. How are we doing here? That. Absolute brick. The vibrations of the airframe as well. That's FSRealistic. There we go, it's kicked in. You know what, if it keeps doing that, I will stop using FSRealistic because that's quite difficult to manage. A little bit of gear for now as well. So Gossett about 4,000 is what we want. And then Taz NDB at 2.6. Treble 13, treble 13. They're on. So 2.8. What have I forgotten? Have I forgotten anything? 12 miles to go. Speed brake. A little bit more. We'll get to below 250 in 10. From the outside. There she is. Bumpy. This shows you can operate this aeroplane in a number of different ways. You can throw it around, and whilst it's unforgiving in some elements, like our departure, we got thrown a little bit with the APU not being on and things like that. What you can also then do is have it perform with quite incredible performance through steep descents and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to trim our speed here. We don't want to exceed 250 now. I'm going to set the speed bug about there, I think. Below 10. And we're just going to watch our descent. I'm 4-6 miles, followed by about 10 to Gossett, where we want to be at 4, and then Taz at 2.6, another 7 miles from there. So we've got 14 miles to lose, I don't know, 5,000 to 6,000 feet, which is actually pretty good. Jonathan, how do you like FSRealistic Pro so far? So we've had a couple of issues already where the view is locked. Zooming and things like that has become locked, and we've had to basically let it work and just do its own thing to unlock itself once more. Not ideal, but it's working okay. Nice to try and test it as well. It's been quite some time since we were using FSRealistic Core, which is the basic pack that's been out for a little while now. Speed's still below 250, that's fine, and we'll make sure we've got our charts ready for this. Tivat traffic, Osprey 165 inbound via Lasti 3 Charlie arrival for the circle to land VPT runway 14 approach. We'll report the Tivat NDV, Tivat traffic. A little bit more. In fact, there's the valley. So what do we want? 2.6. $18.40, which is $18.20, which doesn't go up any higher. Alright, well, we won't bother with that one. What's the QNH? 1006, that is set, and we're at 6,000. Oops. Don't need the emergency call.
Localizer armed. Localizer captured.
Triple 13. Course, my bad. 334. Lovely. All works out in the end, doesn't it? Get rid of the music. There's speed brakes. Awesome bit of kit.
Tivat traffic, Osprey 232 is inbound Lasti for Lasti 1 tail arrival into
Rid of that.
32.
And we need APU start for these little weak jets. Ding. Master caution, APU, let's clear it. What a view, Cocolada, indeed. 2.6 coming up for Taz. DME. Well, it could have reverted off, Cocolada. We've had a couple of issues with, well, various things with the aircraft today. About there. Altitude hold. Let's just come off altitude mode now. Go flaps 18. APU's good.
Speed check below 205, select gear down.
That's good.
2500.
At 3 miles, almost.
Autopilot disconnected.
Speed's good. Let's hold that. 3 miles coming up. And the zoom again is broken on FSRealistic. That's not a good time. There we go. Oh my god. 295 degrees is what we want now. We'll continue down to a minimums of 1840.
Tivat traffic, Osprey 585, entering the hold at left E for separation. Tivat traffic.
Kind of that little kink there in the land is what we kind of want to aim towards here. And then just before that, we'll be back at 3 DME once more. We're then going to turn on a very short downwind of 314 degrees. There's our minimums. To retrim because the flaps have now extended another stage. A little bit bumpy over this terrain as we hand fly.
Speed checks below 170.
Gear down.
Select flaps 30.
1 stage left. Padday, yes, it is the JustFlight BAe146 from MXI Flight Simulator. Very quickly on the outside before things go wrong too much for us. Oops, hello. That's the good old ghost click again.
Speed check below 145. Select flap 33.
Flap 30 is what we want. I have clicked flap 30, so I thought that bug had gone. Unless I've missed a step, which is likely. This is me. 314. Tivat traffic, Osprey 165 is turning final, circling approach runway 14. Tivat traffic. Keeping an eye on the speed as we commit to our turn. Keep the rate of descent coming down with us as well. Try and trim to maintain that nicely. We did. I thought we did. I did click. I clicked 30. Okay, but there we go. Now I've clicked it again. That's the 3rd time I've clicked it. Perhaps I didn't hit the spot white properly. Keep it coming round. I'm going to assume a hold at 3,000. Watch our rate of descent there. There's the runway. Reset the view. Speed. What's the FO's name today? We go for Christian.
Plus 100.
Alright, well we're ignoring that. We're already through minimums.
Minimums.
Very shaky on the FSRealistic, isn't it? It's kind of shaking the whole model of the aircraft. Very weird.
Tivat traffic, Osprey 585, leaving the hold at left.
Hurry,
E
Dev
for
goes
left
to
E
that
left
scenery.
arrival,
Been a long
expected
time since
runway
we've flown in here. Whee, hello. That was rather rough. Crikey. Biting her at the moment. Over the thresholds. Deploy the spoilers.
50. 40. 30.
Hold the
20,
flare.
10,
Reliable. Yellow and green spoilers. Brake pressure C.
Down.
80 knots.
325. Not too bad.
60 knots.
We'll do a quick backtrack. Let's see if I can spin her around real quick here. Look at that. Such a great looking aeroplane, isn't it? Osprey 165 for a quick backtrack. Hey, you know what? Thank goodness the stream didn't cut out then.
Osprey 232 already gone round. We'll head to the last day hold.
We've got one more leg back to Thessaloniki. Hopefully things will be a bit calmer. John, thanks. Resurrect has been smashing down the PMDG 737. Touchdown's close to 500. It's not too bad, that's just a firm landing. Bit of noise on the old brakes. Quite interesting to see Pyro Devco perhaps revisit this. That and the Sobo Blobbers are static, I'm not sure. Tivat traffic, Osprey 165 is vacated at Bravo to the gates. There's the passenger terminal. Go a little bit further down to this next section. Right next to the threshold. In fact, we'll just turn them off as well. And the strobes up here. Stand 6 will do us. Firm landing, anything up to sort of 400 foot per minute really, to be honest. Flight simmers seem to go for anything over 200 seems to be firm, but I think anything below 400 is fine, but it's more G related really. There's the spot. Let's use it. That'll do. Park brake's on. There's the servo deflecting the elevators up. Park brake is on and APU's running as well. 1, 2, and 4.
Cabin crew, doors to manual and cross check.
Aircraft. Sencho. It's gone off by default, buddy. You missed some of the earlier technical issues we've been having. That's through the window there. Look at that. Let's turn the beacon off. I wanted to see those hinges. Very cool. Right, where's the anti-coal? Here, beacon, job's good. That's all fine. We're just going to leave everything as it is, I think. For now, I can see somebody on final, I think. So, we need to do the next bit.
Traffic, Osprey 585, short finals, runway 32.
There we go. Here he comes. So we're going to depart 3-2 on the Lasty 4 Tango departure.
Tivat traffic, Osprey 232 is inbound the Delta 157 Yankee to turn on to turn towards Lasty for the Lasty 1 Hill approach into runway 32.
1434 at the moment, so we're going to go for 1410 Zulu. 1400 Zulu. That's looking like a nice touchdown. Oh, bit of a float, but that's fine. Nicely done. And we're expecting ILS 16 into Thessaloniki, aren't we? So let's sort that out. On sim brief. Hey, we've got another Osprey with us. It's giving us a cruiser flight level 280 again.
Osprey 585, runway vacated.
We'll do 270 in this time, I think. Just sorting out sim brief, in case you guys are wondering. Oh, they're on VATSIM as an MD-82 and an A310. Fantastic. Okay, as promised in the members chat earlier on today in Discord, we've set a little vote up to choose what you would like to see for Sunday's live stream. We'll be in the Fenix A320, and we're going to be enjoying one of two events on VATSIM, either or. You guys have the power to choose. The Bay of Bengal is a flight from Indonesia to India. Very nice indeed. What we might try and do here while we're on the ground is just reset our Bing data again. We'll at least have a little look to see if it's working. Yeah, Bing World Data switched itself off, of course it has. Fine, let's go back onto apply and save. Let's get Bing working once more. We had those DNS issues earlier, much to our frustration. Take a little while this. Happy days. Oh, there we go. Instantly better. Instantly better. Pulling in data from the world around us. Right, OFP. Session. Tivat to Thessaloniki. Osprey 165 for the next leg. So what we can do now is we can go to open and we can go import SimBrief OFP payload. Done. That's pulled in all of our data for our cargo flight today. And then down the bottom here, we can clear all of this by just going to index, route menu, flight plan, recall from SimBrief. Two options, Dobar, one's in the northern hemisphere, one's in the southern. It's obviously going to be the northern hemisphere in that instance, unless we're off down past south. There we go. Osprey 165 for the flight number, and departure arrivals. It's going to be runway 32 on the last D4 Tango departure, like so. Hit execute. Jobs are good, and then it'll eco to Foxtrot into Thessaloniki. ILS-16. Eco to Fox. I think it will be with that transition as well. From memory, hard to visualize it without having it on the nav display and everything. We'll check this for any discontinuities. There's one there, followed by another one. So we could just click it and then add it into the discontinuity, like the Boeing almost. It will just overwrite that and fix it for us. Very nice. Keeps it easy for us, doesn't it? That's all set. Brake fans are on max as well at the moment. Cooling those down. And we'll do a flaps 18 departure once more. We'll go for 88% M1 again for our takeoff. And then we need to have a little look at things like Volanta to review the flights and pull in our new route back as well. In Wispy. Refile the flight on VATSIM so we can get that added in, sent off. Done. Night Shepherd, no worries, buddy. Have a good one. You've had quite a busy couple of hours sorting out lots of issues with MSFS. Tattooed Bacon saying, how do I sign up to fly for Osprey? I've visited the links, but I don't see a place to join. You should have had a little look. I'll put the link to the website in, again, Tattooed Bacon, in the live chat. BritishAvGeek.com/Osprey Airways. At the bottom of that should be a link to Landing Rate Monitor and FS Hub. You sign up to FS Hub, you can then join Osprey Airways. Within that, you can search for virtual airlines and you can join it. Once it's done, let me know. Has to be manually approved, and then of course head to the livery section of the website where you'll be able to download all of the liveries, including the 737 and our awesome Osprey World Cargo 146 liveries. There's in fact, there's an Osprey livery for the 146-100, the 200 and the 300 versions. You can't go wrong. Some of the best aircraft in the sim. We've got liveries for all of them. Cosmo, I have not used the Google Maps mod, no. Okay, so that's done. Loading, fueling, boarding, that's all done. Cargo sorted. Need to look at our departure routing, so we'll just sort out Navigraph now as well. Lots to do. MPS Gaming, does the aircraft unload cargo so that you see, or is it only painted cargo? Well, the cargo changes if we go to the other side of the aircraft here. Go to the other side of the aeroplane to the big cargo door. What they do is it will dynamically change, so if we unload the cargo, it will disappear.
Tivat traffic, Osprey 232, crossing Taz, inbound, runway 32.
Yeah, so those container bins that you can see, basically, there's no way to sort of show them being unloaded or anything like that, but as we change the loads of our cargo hold, some of those containers will disappear. It's got an incredible presence for an aeroplane, hasn't it? Very unique design. We've got one inbound. In the meantime, we can just run through. He's in Taz, so let's have a little look at Navigraph. Tivat, Lasti, 4 Tango departure. That one. So, departing from runway 32, heading north up to 500 feet. At 500 feet, max 220 knots, we're going to be turning left 198 degrees initially, but continuing to arc all the way around to the Tivat NDB of 345. Want to be at or above 6,000 at that point. So on the flight control panel, we're going to set over 6. There's no departure limits or initial climb clearance. The transition altitude is 10,000. So we'll set that. Why not? Use that as a target, may as well. And then we're going to head outbound to Lasti. And then from there, back over the coast, over Albanian airspace.
For runway 32.
And then heading into Thessaloniki. So another shortish route back. Go through the charts for the way back in to Thessaloniki as we get a bit nearer as well. Short final. See if we can spot him. He'll appear in a minute. Colada. I did indeed. Bingo. Here he comes. Looks to be in the Fenix A320, I believe. I've added that to the Osprey VMRs as well, so those of you who do choose to download it, you'll be able to see Fenix A320 liveries if you've got that aircraft installed as well. If not, it should default back to... Oh. There goes the wheels. That's super weird with the Fenix A320 bug. Oh, the way it works with AI is obviously not great, if that's how it's rendering. Super strange. Oh, there's his landing light. Oh, there he goes. But anyway, he's down. Even if take a screenshot, you've got about a split second to get it right. But here we are. I think we're all down, in fact, for the first leg of 2. Zoom in on Volanta. Let's have a quick look. Split. Yes, that is the last of us. Perfect. So, we've actually got Athens radar online as well for the way back. And the weather in Thessaloniki at the moment is still pretty bleak. It's quite poor. Let's get rid of this. So, aircraft, controls. And the passenger door. There's this airplane's butt. There's the new in-sim dynamics of the physics, where you hit a building with the camera instead of going through it. Certain sceneries you'll actually get bounced up. Quite interesting to see. Let's remove the chocks now as well. So that's everything pretty much ready to go. There's the OFP. In fact, we don't need this anymore, so let's move that out of the way. We got Oils, brakes. Brake temperature's nice, back down to 25. Fuel damper's still active, and we're going to want, initially from the departure, just direct inbound to the NDB, isn't it? Gonna have to use that small DME at the bottom. 345. And what do we want here? 27. So, alt set. Two 7. Engine anti-ice, got to make sure they're switched on, and we get the beacon on. That's all good. Let's pull the route in from B-pilot now. That's going to be quite an interesting one because I'm trying to think what direction we're going to be heading in from Tivat. What's the departure? Runway 32. Be about. It's not going to be 09. It's going to be about 120 degrees. Ish, at a guess. 120. We'll go for 13. Do. Just gonna zero this as well. We don't need it. Okay. Andy says didn't it disengage the autopilot in time, so I went to fly the go around again. Then when I touched down, it tried to hook me left. That's the good old Phoenix landing bug. Back at everybody, killing everybody, making us swerve off the runways. There's an Aegean that's just popped up as well. Very nice. Engine start time. Watching engine 4 rise. The whisper jet. Super silent almost, especially on the ground. Can't really hear it that much at these very low power settings, even with 1 or 2 ILS for arrival, and indeed, with Athens radar online too, currently. Always time for them to log off, of course, by the time we get closer. Very long backtrack, Cocolada indeed, but it does give us time for spacing, doesn't it, which is good. Back traffic Osprey 165 down the bottom, start up. Alex, we are on VATSIM. What are you going to set? I'm going to set to 280, I think. .270, wasn't it, was our cruise for today, for this next leg. What we need to do as well is reset this, so our TGT for the climb is going to be 820, which is that. We'll make sure that's set. Just need to go through a couple of bits, including refreshing the top of your screens. Back to the piece soup, Badger indeed. Always fun. First time flying it into pea soup as well, if that's the case, so hopefully it'll all go well. What's the max speed of the BAe146? Very good question. Is it max 7.7, 7.8? Well, back in the old 146 indeed. Welcome. Help if I had the fuel cut off to the right section here. Now we can activate the fuel, throw fuel into the aircraft. We're going to hand fly this first segment. We could leave it on RNAV mode, to be fair. And then what we would get instead would be on the HSI, we're going to get indications here to show us where we need to go. I mean, in fairness, for the HSI, we could just leave that on there because we're going to be flying to the ADF arrows up here instead on this small direction indicator. So let's do that. Max 7.3, there we go, and average screws are max 7.0. $18 flaps is going to be rotate 125. V2 133, plus 10 143, flaps it's at 18. If you do want to get your hands on any of these items shown today, MXI Design Thessaloniki, or this Osprey livery, JustFlight 146 for MSFS, or indeed this Pirate Devco Tivat scenery, all the links should be in the description down below for today's live stream. Don't forget, throughout today, give us a little like as well. There's flaps set. What is the runway length here at Tivat actually? 2,500 meters. Plenty of space, Luke. Plenty of space. Part brakes off. And we can turn the ice off, anti-ice off, everything else is all good. Let's turn the masters off as well. Gens are all online, left them online. That's all good. Taxi lights 1 and 2. And everything else is as required too. Okay, taxi charts. That traffic, Osprey 165, taxi to Hold Point Bravo, runway 32. Body apron. Weird music, let's get rid of it for the time being. I want to hear these juicy engine sounds from the Whisperjet. Cosmo says, when updating the VMR file, do you just download to the same folder and replace the old file, or do you need to re-import it into vPilot? So, just replace it, just overwrite it, and if it's the same name, providing you're not already in vPilot, at that point, it should remember it. Hold arm for flight level 270. And we're going to get the thrust modulation system switched back on again for takeoff, 88%. Flex. Strobes on. Border backtrack. VAT traffic, Osprey 165 is backtrack runway 32 VAR Bravo. One thing they have done with this, if I come back far enough, you can actually grab the tiller and you can move the tiller around just by using your cursor, which is a really neat function. So if I just use that for a little bit, just to line up on the runway. So these are some of the little features to the JustFlight 146 that a lot of people, including myself, not even noticed until they did a little video on it recently. Gives you the opportunity to use tiller.
Tivat traffic, Osprey 585, taxiing to holding point Bravo for runway 32.
Resurrector, and for all the models, one would need AIG. Yes, you're correct there. Yeah, you would need all of the airlines in AIG more than anything else. A lot of the corporate jets haven't really got airline ICAO codes, so you kind of just do those. There is no way to match them, sadly.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
In a bit of rudder here.
Cabin is secure.
Here she goes, down the runway. Knox, yeah, no, I still haven't got the Leonardo MD-80. There's still too much lacking for me to, as much as it's a nice in-depth simulation, textures, visuals, sounds, they're not worthy of an add-on that's priced at what is effectively, with the UK tax, €90. That's a huge amount of money at the moment, so yeah, it's a no from me. For this aircraft you get all these variants, was it 8 variants or something crazy like that? For less than £50. Now we're going to have to hold it on the brakes to try and get up to our toga thrust here, our flex. There's the other reason why runway 32 is the primary runway that's used as well. It's calmer conditions, because of the fact that there's no significant backtrack involved. As much as we can. Reset our view nicely. We want to use as much of the runway as possible. Okay, so takeoff thrust is set, 88.1%. We make sure we've got our charts ready and we've got our ADFs tuned. 3, 4, 5. Should both be on as well. Just make sure they are on. Yeah. Okay. Tivat traffic, Osprey 165 is taking off runway 32. Lasty 4 Tango departure.
TMS set to takeoff. Power set, flex.
Brakes off. Going for a sporty departure this time. Speed's alive.
Speed alive, both sides. 80 knots cross check.
Oh, hello. Didn't like something there.
B1. Rotate.
Positive rate, give up. Where we go? In for the left turn.
Tivat traffic, Osprey 585, backtrack.
Yeah, buddy. You'll have to watch me speed in a second. How are we doing? Yeah, speed's looking good. So continuing round left, we're hand flying this still. We're looking for the ADF needles, which are there, suggesting that Tivat's NDB is 150 degrees. So we'll continue the turnaround. We're going to go to TGT mode. Initial climb 820. And we're going to go direct now to the Tivat NDB. So we can bring that initial climb rate down now with trim. Come down to about 7 degrees now with nose, or pitch I should say, which is about there. So we're going to head towards the Tivat NDB. Osprey 165 is airborne, 2,200 feet and outbound Tivat NDB. Flaps to 0 now. So the aircraft is going to change significantly with pitch. We need to trim and sort that out as well, and we're going to make sure all our air conditioning is on. APU goes off. And back up onto climb. Heading mode. Autopilot engage. APU. Let's clear that, and it's gone. And we're going to fly 10 degrees up for the initial climb period to the Tivat NDB. Which interestingly is actually showing over there now, so we'll come right slightly. 5. Okay. And we're on RNAV, RNAV, LNAV. Away we go. Flaps are up, gears up, and climbing away through 5,000 now as well. TGT of 820 degrees. They're all matched, and we're not required to do anything with the throttles at the moment for the aeroplane. It's happy with doing what it's doing.
Takeoff runway 32 on the left.
We'll just allow it to accelerate up now, because we've got to be at TAS above 6,000, so that's why we've been climbing quite slowly. We're at 6,000 now with 1 mile to go, so we've actually just about achieved that quite nicely here. But in the meantime, we're now going to bring the rate of climb off I should say. We're going to continue to climb through transitions, so we're going to set 2992, QNH 1013. Make sure they both match, and we're outbound towards Lasty. Okie doke. Now, what have we got on VATSIM? 129.675. Double lasty, so we've just cleared one of those. All the merrier, welcome. Chris, look into how the model matching actually works.
Tivat traffic, Osprey 585, airborne, passing 2000, lasting 1 Papa departure.
But I'm not sure I'd want necessarily the Phoenix models to work as permanent AI, because that's going to be quite weird, or potentially quite depending on the sim as well. Let's get rid of that. So we go back to VOR. Climbing up through 10. Oh, that's really weird. What is it doing? That's FSRealistic again, isn't it? The hell? So as it stands at the moment, I can't change my view. Now that's a new thing. That's very weird. Can't change my views, I can't press insert, can't press end, I can't look down. What is going on? Turn FSRealistic off. Right, yep, that's an FSRealistic bug. Wow, good grief. That is not good. Let's turn it back on again. Okay. Super strange. That is not what you want to happen. Completely locked everything up then. Couldn't even get to external drone camera, let alone anything else. But anyway, leg 2 of 2 in the JustFlight 146-200 cargo variant with the wonderful retrojet for Osprey World Cargo that we like to fly. Wispy. How we're doing on the climb. Probably come up here a little bit, just allow that speed to come up. Climb in vertical speed mode now. So we're expecting the Alico 2 Foxtrot arrival into LGTS of Thessaloniki as we return now back to the new MXI Design scenery for MSFS. It's just been released, some nice payware scenery for Thessaloniki Airport in the sim. You can do foxtrots based on the Thessaloniki VOR via Helico. Speed's coming up now quite nicely, so we're going to go to IAS mode. Helico, there she is. I'd like to think that's correct. If not, we could have a bit of a problem. Who knows? Difficult because you can't visualise it on the aeroplane. Do we need these? We don't. Let's turn them off. What we need up here on the pre-select is the Thessaloniki VOR 1121. Whack it across now so it's active. We're going to pin that as well, and we want ILS runway 16. Speed's holding quite nicely here. And the ILS frequencies as well. So if we bring up Navigraph as we continue our climb, we're going to go from this approach via Helico, 6,000 at 21 DME. Max 230 knots, and then we're going to be turning left 3,500 feet, descending down to 19 DME. Max 230 knots in a 25-degree angle of bank around to laddered if we're going to stay charted here. However, we might end up getting, for instance, some vectors from Athens radar instead. Quite nice. Then we're going to go in for the initial approach fix at laddered for the ILS runway 16, which is here. 14 DME, we're going to want to be at 3,500 feet for then an inbound course at 162 degrees, final approach. And the course there is 110.3. So on the box at the top, 110.3 and 110.3, we can tune in both of those. And actually on nav2, I'm going to tune 162 now as a course. I'll do it on both. Why not? 6.2. That's pretty much all ready. Missed approach for this one. Climb straight ahead, then turn right to reach the VOR 3,500, radial 328 to 15 DME micro, then turn right and hold at 3,500. So we will need to change the frequency from Thessaloniki to micro 110.8 MKR for the missed approach on the way out, and it's going to be 3,500 missed approach. Just scribbling down on my pen. And the ILS approach, Cat C 164. Taxi charts, might as well pin those. We'll try and vacate where we can. Runway 16 heading down, we'll probably vacate Alpha 5 and then a backtrack crossing 28 towards the apron. And that'll be us. Lovely. Easy peasy. Keep those likes coming as well, and don't forget to vote in the poll if you've not done so already for Sunday's live stream of choice. 2 events on VATSIM, we'll pick which one you guys want to see, we'll do it. Now we're flying over flight level 200. Let's go to TGT 840, get a bit more power out of the aircraft for a faster climb into our cruiser flight level 270 today. Flick that back to ADF, from ADF to VOR, sorry, and 1121 is Thessaloniki. Quite a lot going on here in today's live stream. Caught me microphone on the chair, whoops, there we go. The beauty of this aeroplane is it keeps you very busy, very, very, very busy, and it's an absolute joy to use. So what have we got? We're going to be before Talas, or at Talas. We'll be speaking to Greek WATSIM's radar. Talas, 30 miles to Aliko. So we're already going to be into descent by that point, most likely. Just have to play it by ear. There's the moon. Hey, peace, hello to you in Spain. Good afternoon, on holiday in Andalusia. Wow, okay. With the forest ablaze near the coast, watching the fire aircraft flying to and from. Now they can fly. How the nose does not plough into the water when they scoop up. Hey, it's quite remarkable, isn't it? Bearing in mind, when an aeroplane hits the water, it's like hitting concrete, isn't it? So, quite remarkable. Got all the lights off here. Oh, that's going to be the wing lights. Hello, ice detected. Goes. Doctors on board just read the NOTAM. Thessaloniki VOR is part and serviceable. Might change the start at Aliko 1 Lima. Okay. What's unserviceable about it? Oh, it's basically the same, but it's based upon the Micro VOR instead. So let's quickly change that. We'll do that. So arrivals, Aliko 1 Lima instead. Just working to sort out that. And we're just going to check for any discontinuities here. That's fine. Good stuff. So now it's based upon the Micro VOR. We can change 1121 to the Micro VOR 1108. He says through turbulence. One 1108. Happy days. Still out of range for us. But anyway, final leg of two. We're back on our way to the new MXI Design Thessaloniki for MSFS. Such a fantastic retrojet this is, really cool. Cosmo's asking, when getting started on VATSIM, is there one airport to use over others? I don't want to try a busy airport at first. Yeah, definitely recommend that. But I have heard there are some that are better than others. So some of them, well, it depends on what you want to get out your own sim experience. I wouldn't exclude certain airports, fear of whatever, but I would recommend places like Edinburgh, very good one. Single runway, which means that it's a lot simpler for you to fly in and out of. Yeah, Edinburgh's always a good one, especially if you are based in the UK. You can kind of make heads and tails out of the some of the procedures there as well. Certainly with there being a lot less procedure on the procedure front, it makes things a lot simpler. We get right up here. No, no worries. Now let's experiment with some of these angles. Well, you can just see the wing. Birmingham's another good one. Yeah. But the issue with Birmingham is it's kind of nestled within the London TMA, so it can be a little bit tricky there at times if it's busy with London controller and everything on above you. So yeah, Edinburgh's very easy. Like Dursa2 saying there, the best place to start potentially for those in the UK is a place like Edinburgh. Yeah, winds at the moment Thessaloniki 300 degrees at 8 knots, all the nines, few cloud 1000, broken 2500. 21 degrees Celsius, dew point 20, so slightly less than less saturated than UNH1005. Temporary visibility of 5,000 meters in showers and rain. And we're now going back into that big wall of cloud that we headed out through. 27. Oops. What do we want? We're on TGT sync mode. 720. Cosmo says, I'm in the US, but I'll try those. So if you're in the US, you might as well learn some US procedures as well in that case. I'd probably recommend somewhere like... Where would I recommend? San Diego. Anywhere where there's sort of less runways. I mean, the departures in the States are quite easy because you get vectors. And in that instance, all you need to worry about is making sure you've selected your vector correctly. So you depart with runway heading and you fly wherever you need to fly. If you're on Unicom, you just turn straight away. I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry too much. Let's turn the ice off for a second and see what happens as we go through this cloud here. Miami's a good one, yeah. So how many have we got here to Alico? We're looking at FSRealistic's frozen mile zoom again. 60. Looks like 90 nautical miles. Landing 3-4 now, is it? Brilliant. Any more changes? Let me just recalculate some stuff then, if that's the case, because it's going to be... Oh, I can't do an RNAV approach in this. I just want to be able to zoom again. There we go. Thank you, FSRealistic. Good grief. Alico, 1 Papa and a VOR DME Zulu, runway 34. This way will be diverting. Good grief. Alico, 1 Papa. VOR Zulu 34. Okay, well this is going to be really tough for me then. Anybody remember a previous live stream where we did something similar? It's somewhere in Europe, wasn't it? I can't remember where it was now. It was awful approach. I made a right mess of it. Almost crashed the plane. So Alico down to 16 DME from Micra. Radial was 299. Set that here. Dirty2, if you're on Unicom and you've not had any clearance by ATC, set 2000. But ILS, for IFR, sorry. You just set 2000, you'll get one then from the controller instead. Right, what else do we need to do? It's going to be a 14 DME arc around Micra, followed by BAe1 Zulu, which is inbound 343. Micra 1108. 1108. Yeah, oddly enough, my internet almost died on that stream as well. I wonder if it might go again. Right, Navigraph then, because we have changed stuff on the fly. We're almost at top of descent as well, potentially at top of descent already. So now we're looking at Alico, what's it called? Alico 1 Papa. Here are Zulu runway 34. So flying in from Alico, down to 16 DME, and then we're going to turn right to head south on a 14 DME arc, descending down to 4,000 feet. And then as we pass this radial here of 172 degrees, we're going to be turning left to intercept the inbound radial or inbound track of 343 degrees, which will bring us onto the VOR Zulu approach, runway 34 approach, into Thessaloniki. Non-precision from 4,000 at 14, step down to 3 at 9, followed by a 3.3 degree glide slope with a CFDA minimums of 1300. That's going to be the big bong from the guy. Lincoln. Deny radar.
Processing south. Ocean 1602, what are you calling? No, radar today, Ocean 1603, Athena radar, squawk 7263.
That's what we're expecting.
Whiskey Bravo 1 to radar contact, climb flight level 410.
Come on, let's get in.
410, Whiskey Bravo 12.
Athena radar, good afternoon. Osprey 165 inbound, Alico, flight level 270.
Star 6, 118 heavy, 10 degrees to the left. 10 degrees to the left, Watch Star 6, 118.
We're inbound Talas actually, aren't we?
Was there 6 Matt Lima, where are you going, sir?
On a descendo now.
See again for Region 6 Lima. Where are you heading?
Keep smashing the like button, folks. I'll get Navigraph off the screen now as well.
My FMS
It's all getting very busy again.
We'll take care of this.
So much for this aeroplane. Such an immersive experience.
Olympic Air 5, field this side.
Olympic 5, clear visual approach 1827, join left base to center traffic right in altitude.
I cleared visual approach 27, moment 10
See
altitude.
landing elevation here. 22.
Athena, hello, Tivat 92 Lima Whiskey, flight level 410, passing real gun. Spirit 92 Lima Whiskey, Athena, radar contact. Athena, Ryanair, 200 Stand by.
Athena radar, good evening, Victoria 321, with US 400.
Athena radar, good afternoon, Osprey 165, flight level 270, bound Talas.
Teacher Walker, stand by, 1 moment please. Stand by.
Equal 5, we're briefly approach. I'm going to have to start descending soon.
So 6563 runway inside.
6563, wind 320, 9 knots, running 34, Quebec.
Before clear to land.
AGN 285 requesting stop of climb at flight level 270.
Need it for my navigraph as well.
Olympic 5, the wind is 20010 knots, running 27, Quebec.
Zero clear land, Olympic Air 5.
AGN 2835, pushing 2853, stopping climb at flight level 270.
I want to descend.
70 AGN 285 and can we also request 15 minutes out of cockpit?
Approve, I'm moving back.
Call back AGN 285.
Y star 6118, heavy turn left heading 300. Left heading 300, Y star 6118. Turns at 2 Kilo Charlie, descend level 250. Was there a 6 Mike Lima? Are you going to Mike Kilo 510?
Oh dear.
Affirmative, Alright, just fly for the heading for now.
Rip. I will, Doc.
Good evening, Athena, radar 321, with US 40.
321 Athena radar, squawk 7253.
7253, 0321.
Ryanair 207, Ryanair 207 Athena radar, squawk 7236.
I called him twice, he can call me now.
Agent 245, wind 2022 knots, 182 left, clear for takeoff. Yes, 600, 200, yes,
Yeah, Biscayne. Like a stinker.
Osprey 585 inbound, Talas, descending flight level 320.
Osprey 585,
Nice
Athena
detection.
radar, squawk 7256.
7256, Osprey 585.
Osprey 165, are you here?
Afa,
Osprey 165, Athena radar, squawk 7240.
7240, Osprey 165.
Ryanair 207, radar contact.
Latham Squadron, good afternoon, this is Agent 322,
And Charlie's active as well.
Bravo 50.
Agent 332 Athena, go ahead.
Request clearance to Bergamo assigned. Agent 322.
Ground is online, give him a call, 121.75. Osprey 165, radar contact, flight present heading, descent flight level 130, vectors, RMP Zulu approach runway 34.
Maintain present heading, descend flight level 130 and enable R now for request of the OR approach. Please, Osprey 165.
Stand by.
Olympic 5, the runway seems a bit slippery, so we gave the airport a little cut of the grass, so we are off the runway.
We'll get back at it, Acre taxi parking today.
I'm not sure if we'll make it to parking. We're stuck in a fence, but anyways, have a good day.
Disconnect then.
Bye. Osprey 585 radar.
Basically, whoever that was, they
heading
crashed.
For the RP Zulu approach runway 34.
Flight person headed and expect vectors for RMP Zulu approach runway 34 Osprey 585.
Yeah, good afternoon, Easy 96 Bravo Lima, level 350 inbound, 0 Kilo Papa.
Easy 96 Bravo Lima, the radar squawk 7265.
So maintain present heading. It's on heading mode now and expect
We're
vectors.
in Mike Lima, the wind is
So we're on heading mode now instead.
1508 knots runway 34.
Oh, look at that, double rainbow.
Clear to land runway 34 with the Mike Lima.
Descends at 2 Kilo Charlie, descend flight level 70.
Out of the way, Clive.
Okay, now radar indicate 51.
Go ahead.
Awesome.
10 miles west from Lima Golf Alpha Lima, request full stop landing.
Olympic 851, make straighting, runway 07.
Somebody's crashed on the on the whatever airfield.
Make straight in, runway 07.
Oh, right, yeah. They said they're stuck in the sand or something. Never seen a rainbow in the game.
245, radar
Wow,
contact,
there's
climb
two.
up 360.
Double whammy.
Ryanair 71905, wind 2007 knots, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 16 for Ryanair, less than 1 and 5.
Osprey 165, expect VOR Yankee approach runway 34.
VY Yankee approach runway 34, Osprey 165. So that's changed again. No problem. Let's focus on changing this and getting it all sorted. Discontinuity ahead.
Sorry, AGN 9 Bravo Quebec?
AGN 9 Bravo Oscar.
AGN 9 Bravo Oscar, Athena radar squawk 7262.
7262, AGN 9 Bravo Oscar.
So forgiving. Smashed this around so much, and it's still working wonderfully. I need to change the charts now. Approach VOR. Yankee 34, got it. That's unpinned Zulu. So 343 degrees, check, and based upon the Thessaloniki VOR now of 1121. Interesting.
Was it 6 mile Lima backtrack runway 16 vacate right taxi to parking?
Backtrack runway 16.
Is it though? No, it's not. It's just a missed approach for Thessaloniki.
851. The wind is now 170 at 8 knots, QNH 1006, Krillin on 07.
08, let's change this to 1121 for the missed approach. Whoops. Like so.
From 154 Delta Monte Unicom. Osprey 165, flighting 160, descend 5,000 feet, QNH is 100.
160 5,000 and QNH 1006, Osprey 165.
Osprey 585, fly heading 170.
Fly heading 170, Osprey 585.
Easy 96 Bravo Lima, radar contact. AG 9 Bravo Oscar, radar contact.
You can tell it's getting busy because I am properly heavy on the workload at the moment. But to be fair, he was going to give me an RNAV, but I'll do the RNAV, so no worries. I think it's vectoring around that weather as well. Very nice. Way up to 10. Do we want a Sky Dolly replay, folks? That's the question.
Osprey 585, descend 6,000 feet,
What does it
QNH
mean?
is 1005.
Double rainbow across the sky.
6,000 feet, QNH 1005, Osprey 585.
Those of you who are younger than 20 won't have a clue what we're on about, but go onto YouTube and search Double Rainbow. And it's something from early 2000, I think it was, or the early 90s.
15 Athena radar, squawk 7261.
Well, it's 10. Let's just we're in pitch mode at the moment, so I'm just using a bit of trim and aileron and trim and elevator, sorry, to control this as we descend below 10,000.
AGN 2853, roger.
wing lights, that one, isn't it? Yep. And landing elevation set plus 500.
Gen 105 radar contact, direct at Quito, maintain flight level 130.
I think this is the first time we've ever done this approach full stop on the channel, isn't it? We usually get runway. What do we usually get? I think we usually get runway 16 for approach. More often than not.
ATN 387, the wind is 150 knots on 834, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff for GN 387.
AGN 285, to expect R-number approach runway 27, direct Gonzo.
Here we go, we're not long to go now.
AGN 2853, expect R-number approach runway 27, direct at Gonzo.
343, actually going to set both of these to 343.
AGN 2853, expect R-number approach runway 27, direct Gonzo.
For GN 323, can we request a visual approach runway 27?
Alright, sure, can I expect a visual for 27?
Or just a visual for 27 direct to Gonzo.
So we're going to go onto HSI now, change that to nav for both of them, and then what we're doing now is we're tracking the VOR instead. We can see we're at 12 DME and they match as well on both the RMI and the HSI. Being vectored at the moment. Thessaloniki Airport is back there, under the cloud and under the wing. That's very low for cloud base. Interesting. So silent on the outside during descent. It's fantastic. If you've not got an older aircraft and you want something full of immersion, keeps you busy, really fun, this is great. Can't recommend it enough.
Atlantic 996 Athena radar RG5.
Over 10 years ago, yeah, wow. Okay, yeah, now I feel old.
Test Air 853 months, you're going to come today.
Over to the conference, I'll say 853, thanks, mate, take care.
See you. AGN 387 radar contact, climb flight over 120.
So we know here at 10 DME we're going to be about 4,000 feet on the QNH.
AGN 387 radar contact, climb flight level 120.
Thank you for your service, sir. Have a nice afternoon.
You too. AGN 387 radar contact, climb flight level 120. Osprey 165, turn left heading 080.
Left 080, Osprey 165.
Osprey 585, turn left heading 090.
Just heading 090, Osprey 585.
Engine 185, expect the RMP Zulu approach runway 34.
Keep those lights coming, guys. See if we can hit 100 before we get on the ground. And we'll watch everybody else's landings behind us as always too. And as well, get a replay ready to go. Hope you're enjoying today's live stream, even with all of the technical difficulties we've been having with the internet.
Direct at Zoc, Alpha Papa Zulu Oscar Charlie.
Altitude arm is on at 5. Right, here we go. Let's start the APU.
Negative. Alpha Papa Zulu Oscar Charlie. AGN 2853 descend flight level 110.
Still not going to take it.
AGN 2853 descend flight level 110. AGN 387 cleared Varix 3 Alpha arrival.
To barracks at GN387.
ATN 387, quit barracks 3 Alpha.
Very hands-on aeroplane, this.
Barracks 3 Alpha Bravo.
Athena radar, Eurosat is visible on requesting descent.
Negative, ATN 387, barracks 3 Alpha, barracks 3 Alpha.
Having a right problem with
Barracks
him.
3 Alpha at GN387.
Osprey 165, flight, descend 4,000 feet.
10,000 Osprey 165.
Who's asking for descent?
Eurosat is visible one.
Your charter 771 Athena radar, flight heading 180, descend flight level 110.
Use a bit of this, shall we? Because we're going to overshoot, be too high otherwise. There's a bit of spoiler out. Situational awareness. How's the APU?
Lufthansa 2 Kilo Charlie descent 3,500, QNH is 1007. Lufthansa 2 Kilo Charlie descent 3,500, QNH 1007. Task Air 852, monitor Unicom.
He's not actually cleared us to fly the VOR. It's still vectors, so need a left turn.
3 and 8 Mike Kilo Unicom, break Osprey 165, heading 020, cleared for the VOR Yankee approach 23.
020 and cleared VOR Yankee approach 34 Osprey 165.
Actually, no, make it a 310 heading.
310.
Between 185, expect vectors for the approach time.
By the localizer.
Osprey 585, 10 left heading 030, descend 4,000 feet.
030 and 4,000 feet.
5 DME.
585.
You're a charter
You want to be at
771,
3.
you need to start your descent now, flight level 110.
Get rid of descent mode.
Descending flight level 110, just 771. Left, Delta 2, ready for departure.
Sky Dolly records.
ATN 332 Athena radar,
Let's
wind
do this.
2002 to knots, runway 21 left, clear for takeoff.
21 left, Athena takeoff at 332.
Let's try and make use of the view here.
Charlie cleared, on of approach, runway 15, report final.
Tavanaris, because basically you divert the power, the packs, the air conditioning and everything to the aircraft instead. So that's in line.
185, flight heading 040. Cushion, flighting 140. Sorry, heading 140. Osprey 585, cleared V cushion. You cleared for the RMP Zulu approach 2834.
Clear for RMP Zulu approach, runway 34, Osprey 585.
Ocean 1603, monitor Unicom today. ATN 185, descend 5,000 feet, QNH is 1005.
It's about 9 miles. Probably a little bit below profile at the moment. Let's go gear down at about 9.
2,500.
Goodbye.
Athena radar, Osprey 232 is with you at flight level 278.
Bit of power.
Just crossing Takeoff.
Osprey 232 Athena radar, squawk 7231.
4,000.
7231 for Osprey 232.
Athena radar 165 with the flight level 390 is 3209 us runway 34 clear to land.
Clear land runway 32, direction 34, Osprey 165. Flaps 30.
387, flight heading 320, expect Alice approach runway 21 right.
Say again, the GN387.
ATN 387, turn right heading 320, expect ILS approach runway 21 right.
Loading 320, expecting ILS.
Okay, it looks like we're almost at the cloud base.
21 right, at GN387.
Wow. This is insane. Hopefully you guys are loving this. Don't even get to the external view here.
Olympic 996, read back correct, QNH1009.
That's in a terrible position. 4 miles.
AGN 332, radar contact, climb level 360.
Wow.
AGN 332, radar contact, climb flight level 360.
Holy moly.
Plus 100.
Minimums is it? Lovely. Continue.
Osprey 232.
Oh my god.
180, descend flight level 110, vectors for sequencing.
Absolutely
32, flight level 110.
insane.
Heading again, please.
Heading 180.
The question is, how far do we go to brave it, guys?
Retractor 771, fly heading 120.
Into rain.
Expect VOR Yankee approach runway 34.
Jesus. Got it.
Disconnected.
Heading 120, expect to the order Yankee 34.
Hell yeah! What did Robert from PMDG tell me? Fly like you stole it.
Sync rate.
Okay, well, go for a steep approach. Active.
Osprey 722 at the radar, squawk 72.
Now it's like London City, folks. The aeroplane can do it.
Speed check below 145. Select flap 30.
The aeroplane's designed for it.
2 Kilo Charlie, wind is 130 knots, running 15, quite line.
We're all good.
AGN 2853, descend 3,000 feet, QNH 1007.
50, 40,
Too harsh on the flow. Oh!
20.
Oh my god. That was
AGN 185,
horrendous
10
there.
degrees to the right.
Osprey 165 going around unstable.
Speed check below 2.
Osprey 165, flight and approach the future.
Okay. At the moment, I've actually lost control of
Osprey 585.
the aileron,
wind
the
is
elevators here.
329 knots, runway 34, clear line.
Runway 34, clear to land, Osprey 585.
That's the stick fully forwards. God, it's got horrendously twitchy now.
Radar contact, fly heading 170, descend flight level 110, vectors for sequencing.
That's the stick all the way forwards, look.
Flight level 160, heading 110.
Negative, heading 170.
Yeah, that was
flight level
close.
110.
I'm fighting her at the moment.
Right there, the wrong way.
Still very slow.
70, flight level 110.
Disputes. What about me? Oh, I love it. Hand flying a missed approach with pretty much no control of the aeroplane at the moment.
ATN 2853, fly heading 090. You'll be too high for the approach. ATN 2853, fly heading 090.
Oh my god. There we go. Now the trim's kicked in.
AGN 387,
Look, it's just ballooning.
7,000 feet, QNH 1005.
Descending to
Loads of nose down trim. I think I am at max on the nose down trim. I'm not sure. I've been holding it down since the go around.
Charter 771, fly heading 080.
Okay, we've got. I think we're getting it back. This is the first time I've done a go around in this. Okay, here we go. Lovely.
232, fly heading
Oh,
160.
too much nose down trim now. We'll just let her accelerate.
160,
Speed's going to be good. It's got a tendency to try and get me nose down here to kill me.
165, fly heading 200, climb 5,000 feet, expect VOR Yankee approach, running 34.
F200 to 5,000, expect VOR Yankee approach. Okay. No, we're just stalling. Haven't got anything here. I've got no control of the aeroplane.
Whiskey Bravo 12, descend flight level 210.
Look at that. Absolutely no control.
Very good afternoon, easy pass.
Come on, let's do this.
TPS 706, heavy Athena radar.
He must be seeing me on this thinking, what on earth is going on? Okay, I think we're getting it back. I'm getting it back. Jesus Christ, I'm sweating. This is why these are great to fly. It's so tough. Bearing in mind we're IMC, we're just staring at the instruments.
6564 Dina radar, have your clearance for you, Shirley, stand by.
We're going left 300, 5, wasn't it?
Stand by. You're charter 771, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1005.
No, that's descent still. Come on, girl. So it's pointless me trying to trim the aeroplane at the moment. I'm trying to put the autopilot on until I've got the aeroplane stable. But that's 200. Good job this is cargo, isn't it? Good job this is cargo. This is a mega good grief moment here. Holy moly.
Aircraft that's in between Charlie and Delta. I don't know if he doesn't have the scenery.
Right, what have we got? Heading. Don't want that.
Yeah, my thoughts. Thank you very much. Osprey 505.
AGN 185, turn left heading 050, clear to RMP Zulu approach 1834.
Engines good afternoon, scan 156, video descending level 110.
Oh. Can we breathe yet, folks?
Okay, over 156, Athena radar, squawk 7237.
32, yeah, I'm going to need a gallon of gin and tonic at this rate. Even my arms are sweating. Oh my god. Oh, we've got it, we've got it. We've got it.
Osprey 165, speed 210 knots.
Speed 210, Osprey 165. It was so busy then, I just stopped transmitting to ATC, because there's no point. Got to fly the plane.
Speed 210 for speed 232.
God.
And also you can expect the RMP Zulu approach 1834. Osprey.
For 34 for 232.
Ryanair 2007, coded 2 Delta, arrival expect Island Zulu approach runway 24.
21.
Island Zulu, coded 2 Delta, arrival Ryanair 2007.
ATN 2853, turn right heading 240.
This is where I'm going to get told off for flying a plane that I can't perform a go around on in the sim. To inhibit.
ATN 37, turn left heading 270, descend 3,000 feet.
For those, I thought I'd hit the steep approach button, but I haven't quite.
270.
Okay, here we go. We're back, guys. Let's do it. Just about saved that. Perfect for James Bond, Matthew. Show it's not Martini, eh? Definitely shaken, not stirred. Air crash investigation, Microsoft Flight Simulator edition. What really happened into Thessaloniki? Thankfully, over the water.
Charlie taxi, send up a choice via Alpha.
Oh, the stress.
Whiskey Bravo 12, cleared Manok 2 Whiskey arrival.
Hey, you know what? I think we've done well to save that. Sweaty Betty. Good grief. In the pea soup.
Osprey 165, fly heading 160.
Heading 160, Osprey 165.
Osprey 232, turn left heading 090.
I mean, thanks to JustFlight, because they've created a fantastic aeroplane add-on that has allowed us to actually fly this aeroplane and just about get away with it. Oh my god. It shows you how much there is to learn of these aeroplanes. It's so good. It's just such good fun. It's stressful. It's immersive. You can't get any better in a flying sim. When you're feeling the stress, you're feeling the pressure, things are going wrong. Frankly, I was too aggressive on the go around initially on the pitch, which is what went wrong, and then it just started to cascade from there. Thinking of a bit of a live debrief. I was trying to get max trim down. Things were just starting to all compound into a multiple series of failures. We just about saved it.
No, Codic 2 Delta is the current. It is one of the stars. Sure, you not have it for only 2-4.
Matthew, why does the flight deck smell of booze? That's going to be the next query.
To descend according to the procedure, QNH Christian. Yeah, descend according to
Cosmo,
the procedure.
he's bailed, he's out. He's already packing his bags. I'm not going through that again. We've got to give it another go. What's the fuel status? Looking good. We're committed, guys. We've got to get into Thessaloniki.
771 of fly heading 040, cleared RMP Zulu approach 1834.
Just quickly readjust my headrest, my headset here. There's 210.
Actually, my pause. I gave it the VOI Yankee, so fly heading 010.
We've got number one sync on here.
Osprey 165, reduce speed 180 knots.
Reduce speed 180 knots, Osprey 165. Pilot induced oscillation 5 Bravo.
232, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1005.
It's fantastic they've modelled this in.
35,000 feet, and sorry, just repeat the QNH again, please.
1005.
Yeah, this is the aeroplane equivalent of smashing plates in Greece.
You're a Charter 771, descend 3,000 feet.
God, I'm feeling the stress today.
Osprey 165, turn left heading 060.
Left 060, Osprey 165.
Osprey 722, turn left heading 070. Agent 387, wind 200.
That's about 180.
21 right, quite left.
Bit of power in to intercept that. We've got lots of fuel at the moment. We don't need to worry too much. Just, you know, I've not got TMS go around P-bind set, and that's the one thing I wasn't able to do because things were just going wrong. So I've whacked the throttle right up, but I'd not been able to actually hit the go around on the TMS.
Agent 9 Bravo Oscar, Nemis 12 for arrival, descent flight level 170.
That's looking almost 180, certainly as close as I can to it.
Easy 96 Bravo Lima, descent flight level 70. Descent flight level 70, Easy 96 Bravo Lima. Osprey 165, descend 4,000 feet.
Descend 4,000, Osprey 165.
AJ 185, the wind is 310 knots, runway 34, clear left.
Well, look at that. He's looking a bit better. There's one of the guys in front. Welcome to all of our new subscribers today as well. Andrew Ray, Resurrector. Hopefully you guys have loved this stream today. It's been hectic, hasn't it? I'd like to say I've earned me money, but I'm not a paid pilot. Based on this, I don't think I ever will be. Holy smokes. Yes, Matthew.
Osprey 165, fly heading 020, descend 3,000 feet, clear VOR Yankee, approach 234.
Left 020, descend 3,000, cleared VOR Yankee, runway 34, Osprey 165.
Osprey 722, RMP Zulu approach, runway 34, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1005.
Set and set. Let's get flaps 18 out now. Speed's good. Certainly in limits for it.
996, radar contact, climb flight level 300.
Just my charts.
Tina Radar, very good afternoon. I'm Patrick 22 Golf, hold short Delta 9 runway 21 left.
About take 22 Golf at Tina Radar, wind 2002 us, runway 21 left, could take up.
Shepherd, takeoff runway 21 left, Patrick 22 Golf.
Osprey 165, reduce to final approach speed.
Final approach speed, Osprey 165.
FS Radar, can you turn on?
Get them all out and flaps wise.
Stand by.
He was
Osprey
122.
Osprey 232 direct, C5% 4000, cleared RMP Zulu, approach on 834.
Is that direct CFAB, sorry?
5 miles at 3 for the descent profile.
RMP Zulu, approach on 834.
Ground speed's 150 at the moment, so 5 DME at 3,000, so we're a little low. Let's get a bit of power in.
Runner 2007, did you find the codec 2 Delta?
Speed.
Roger.
That's 125 knots ground speed, so we're looking at 700 or so foot per minute.
Heading 265, again 2853.
I see an approach, Osprey 232, apologies, going to have to disconnect. Something just came up.
No problem, have a good day.
Thank you.
You're charter 711, 771, the wind is 310,
it's about 800 foot per minute is what we want.
34 little down at 77.
About there.
Spray 72 to resume normal speed, direct C5.
And now we can see the runway. Should have just gone around before, and should have just been sensible with it.
Olympic 996 approved.
Here comes the weather.
Take 2 Golf Radar, contact climb flat level 240.
Climb level 240, but
42, 800.
Whiskey Bravo 12, cleared VY Zulu, approach running 11.
Clear for BR Zulu approach on runway 11, Whiskey Bravo 12.
Runway vacated to GN387.
GN387, are you parking at the terminal or the north apron?
I would prefer the terminal, GN387.
GN387, taxi via Alpha Hotel, contact ground on 121.75.
Come on, runway, where are you?
By Alpha Hotel, say again.
Ground 121.75.
Jesus, it's done it again.
Ground 121.75 at GN387.
Scandinavian 156, heading 100.
Heading 100,
Okay, now I can see the approach lights.
Minimums.
Osprey 722, descend 4,000 feet,
Come on,
clear
girl. Let's
RMP
do
Zulu,
this.
approach 1834.
Okay, now we're more stable. On the profile, looking quite nice.
Osprey 165, wind 3108 knots, runway 34, clear to land.
Clear land, Osprey 165.
Your charter 771, taxi via Alpha 4, Charlie, stand up for Taurus.
Jesus, Gary, indeed.
Alpha 4 and Charlie, order citizen 1 negative.
Scandinavia 156, descend 5,000 feet.
Bit bumpy as well, it's making it really interesting. Horrible weather coming through Thessaloniki at the moment, clearly.
ATN 9 Bravo Oscar, ILS runway 2 on right.
Sync rate.
Let's start with the one at ATN 9 Bravo.
Obviously some downdrafts and things as well. See one red. Oh, now 2 red.
ATN 2852, we have the field in sight.
ATN 2852, clear visual approach runway 27.
Clear visual approach runway 27, ATN 2852.
Slot 6564, ready for ready.
Stand by.
Oil up.
50, 40, 30,
Come on, girl. Hold the flare.
20,
Hold the flare.
10.
Well, that is properly dramatic from FSRealistic, the way that shakes.
Spoilers.
I'll probably disable that as well, because that's rather off-putting. Way OTT. 280 foot per minute, not bad.
Alpha Papa Zulu Oscar Charlie. Cleared RP approach 1834.
Copy that, to up SOC and we are cleared.
Have to vacate it Alpha 2.
60 knots.
About 6564, clear to destination asphalt. Fiscal 1 Echo departure runway 28 initial climb flight level 80, squawk 7277.
Camper slower, not really that hard. It's the FSRealistic being not, ironically, not very realistic with the head shake.
Runway 28 initial climb 8,000 feet, squawk 7277, load 6564.
Feedback correct. Osprey 165, taxi by Alpha 4 Charlie, stand for choice.
Alpha 4 Charlie, standard choice, Osprey 165, thanks.
Ryanair 2007 ready for descent.
Ryanair 2007, descent flight level 170.
170, Ryanair 007.
AGN 9 Bravo Oscar, fly present heading descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1005.
Barely safe.
Anthem Trader Clinic and Adieris at Royal, please.
There's everybody parked up.
The safe is still working, stand by.
OGN 353 going around.
AGN 2853, join right downwind runway 27. Main traffic pattern altitude.
Traffic pattern did right to downwind 27, IGN 2.
David, yeah, not impressed.
2J34 Monte Unicom.
There's a lot of stuff that's just way too OTT, which is great if you like a bit more of an arcadey flight sim experience. Want it to be realistic though. That camera shake at 280, was it 280 foot per minute? It's almost like I'd literally fallen out of the sky, which is just nonsense. So way too OTT on a lot of the effects actually we've heard today, which is a bit of a shame.
245 Monte Unicom.
Some bugs as well with it locking the zoom. That's not great.
Easy 906 Bravo Lima.
Let's park
clear
here.
on of approach, runway 34 report
Next to these guys.
Easy 906 Bravo Lima, it's possible we'd like to do the visual circling approach for 16, so we're happy with the RNAV for 34 if not.
Easy 96 Bravo Lima, clear on of approach, runway 34 report field in sight.
Click on the RNAV for runway 34 and we'll report the field in sight. Easy 96 Bravo Lima.
Center, route 5722, established final 34.
There we go.
Osprey 722.
European Air Charter inside the hangar.
310 knots, runway 34 clear land.
Where is Sky Dolly? Let's stop the
Good afternoon, Lufthansa 176, flight level 3.
Yeah, it was 280 foot per minute.
Lufthansa 176.
1.26G. Certainly reasonable. Right, let's go and spot a landing. It is such great fun flying the 146. It's tough. It's difficult at times. It can get you can feel like a pressure cooker. That's all part of the learning process. It makes it so immersive. Certainly one of my favourites to fly in the sim. Absolutely. Every time you fly it, you find out something new, learn something new. You get something back from the aeroplane. It's not just autopilot on, away you go. There's a lot more to this. And if you don't fly it properly, as you saw in the go around, it can almost really catch you out.
Athens Control, I hear two voices on a DE that can look into.
Alright, I'll double check that. Stand by.
Thanks.
That is runway 34, isn't it? We should have Gav. Oh, way too difficult. No, you'll be fine. He's on, oh, there he is. Just picking him up now. Can't have approach.
Lot 6564, request push.
Because it's aircraft like this that give you a lot of immersion back, a lot of feedback, and a lot of development within the sim. You've got to learn it.
East QNH is 1005.
Push and start, approved facing east, QNH 1005, lot 656.
We'll watch Gav land. He's the last one in, I believe. And then what we'll do is we will disconnect from VATSIM, we'll hide. We'll take a screenshot of everyone on stand. We'll go on to observer mode, and then we will replay the final approach and landing from this external view to see what it looked like. We don't have any cabin view, sadly, so we can't replay with a wing view. You missed our first look of the MXI scenery Thessaloniki as we departed here initially at the start of today's stream, over 3 hours, 3.5 hours ago almost. Then do check that out too. Very, very nice.
Alright, 2007, if you could check again.
Oh, look at that. That's how you do it,
J9
folks.
Bravo Oscar, tunnel setting 300, descent 3000 feet.
Great work, Gav. Zoom back. Yeah, look at that, he's corrected.
722, taxi by Alpha 4 Charlie, send up the choice.
Let's see. Got to try and angle for a decent screenshot when Gav appears. Probably have to be high up, isn't it, like this?
You're not falling down now. It's fine. Turn left, I think 180.
There we are. Right there, two of some of the best aircraft MSFS has to offer right now. The PMDG 737 and the JustFlight 146.
Right 180, 965 Lima. Yeah, you're supposed to fly the R9 from Bismo, that's what. Roger, we were following the Mark 524.
Holy Center, right man, Solera, Osprey 722, clear runway 34, just for testing instruction, please.
Osprey 722, taxi by Alpha 4 Charlie, send up the choice.
Alpha 4 Charlie,
Gav with the butter, absolutely.
Thanks for flight. Scandinavia 156, wind 310 8 knots, runway 34, clear line. 34, clear for land, Scandinavia 156. Number 996, Athena, go ahead.
Oh my god, has it gone again, my internet? Oh, surely not.
Olympic 996,
oh, we're back.
Charlie,
weird,
arrival.
weird, weird. Right, we'll get Gav parking up and then we will spin it round into a replay. On the replay.
Tree Alpha. Jet 9 Bravo Oscar, flight heading 180, clear hours for train 200.
What do you guys think of the Thessaloniki scenery by MXI? It's a warning sign, David. It's going to happen again. I need to investigate whatever's been going on today with this Wi-Fi. Very, very odd indeed.
6564, ready to taxi.
Lot 6564, taxi London Bravo 28 via Charlie Fox.
I think it's about €28, this scenery. Seems quite expensive really, but it is quite nice. There is very good freeware as well though on the flip side of things. Here goes Gav. Here comes Gav. Epic screenshot right there, look at that.
Turkish 4 Kilo Yankee Athena radar squawk 7.
Osprey taking over Thessaloniki. Awesome. He's not stopping. Right, anyway, we wanted. He's still not stopping. There we go. Now he stopped. Going follow mode off. Let's go round here, back towards the runway. We're going to go to... going to disconnect. I'm going to go and replay this landing. It's more the actual Vodafone service, so we got wired gigafast, and it's not really working that well. Who's this flying in?
AGN9 Bravo Oscar, wind 20021 knots, 1921 right quarter.
Cocolada, very true. Yeah, you make a good point. Is this one of ours? Let's have a quick look. See if it's...
Whiskey Bravo 12, taxi via November Echo.
Oh well. So, let's disconnect.
Whiskey Bravo 12, taxi via November Echo, stand for choice, good day.
Via November Echo.
He's busy, so I'll just send him a quick text chat saying thanks for the ATC. We disconnect and we're going to replay now. So, Sky Dolly, what we got? Yep, there we go, up into the sky, hit play. This is where it fucks everything up because it doesn't actually think like anything's connected. So landing gear, everything ends up deployed and it's all a bit of a mess with Sky Dolly. Here we go. Runway. There's the threshold. A little bit of a ramp there as well. So Sky Dolly doesn't remember gear, flaps, spoilers, anything like that in the aircraft, so I have to manually do it myself. There's the spoilers deployed. Holding the flare. For quite a nice little touchdown. Not bad at all, really. Barely hear it. There's its rear deployed spoilers as well. Pretty cool. Very unique aeroplane for sure. And if we go to, I wonder what actual views we've got here. If we go insert and then end, isn't it? Here we go. A. Oh, look at these. Yes. That'll do us. We do have a wing view then. Let's play the whole thing back. And it's already retracting the flaps, for goodness sake. Sky Dolly, you kill me. Nice. There we go. So we've got to reset everything because Sky Dolly doesn't like it. Do the wing lift spoilers deploy automatically, David? No. So you deploy the spoilers out the back of the tail first, just before you hit the threshold. So for me, I'll press my spoilers keybind, and at that stage then, once wheels are on the ground and we've got weight on wheels on the runway, I click it again, which then deploys the lift spoilers on the wings. Such a fantastic aeroplane. Every time we fly it, we learn something different, we get a different experience, and it's just great fun. And I find myself all the time as well flying this with a bit of a, like, even when it's stressful, at the end of it, once I've dealt with that moment of carnage, I end up flying it with a smile on my face. So that's a sign of a good add-on. I don't know what it is. Centurio, hello. How do we get on with the pod as well? Sunday's Phoenix A320 route is going to be the Bay of Bengal VATSIM event. 55% of the votes. So we'll be taking part in that event on VATSIM. Yet to be decided what airline. Might use our new Osprey Airways livery actually. Why not? Represent the channel on the event. Steve, no. Thankfully not. That would have been horrendous to watch. In a way, it's a sign that I should have gone around earlier. When we went back into IMC and I couldn't see anything, we should have just executed a go around without the stress of being so close to the ground. Doc, awesome. Osprey it will be. Can't wait, actually. We will show you guys the new Osprey livery painted by Tapsy. It's beautiful. And I've hand painted parts of the bulkhead myself. Hopefully you guys love that. Here we go, for the touchdown. FSRealistic, very unrealistic with the camera shake. Good grief. So, I mean, it hasn't really changed. I can't notice any considerable difference between FSRealistic Core and FSRealistic Pro, except for more bugs. I've not used it for a very long time. Would I recommend it at this stage? Not sure. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. There we go. MXI Design Thessaloniki. New payware available now for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Got the latest version 0.1.6 being released in the very near future from JustFlight for the 146 Professional. And our brand new Osprey World Cargo retrojet livery, which we've enjoyed throughout the 2 legs today. On top of that, FSRealistic Pro, which is brand new to the sim, an extension of their core product. Yet to sort of be able to recommend that at the moment, but you guys know I absolutely love the JustFlight 146. Brilliant aeroplane, even in the hands of an amateur like myself. When things do go wrong, I find myself caught out, lacking in knowledge. But yeah, absolutely great fun all the time to fly this, and hopefully everybody's flown along has had a great time as well. Sorry about the technical issues. Rather weird in the sense that we've had a couple of issues with Vodafone broadband, and that's kind of thrown my flow a little bit. It's disconnected from the stream a couple of times, but yeah, it is what it is. These things happen. Can't always rely on a broadband service to work 100% of the time. But I'll have a little look to see if I can do anything my end to solve it. On Sunday, we're going off to Indonesia for a flight across the Bay of Bengal from Indonesia, Whiskey India Mike Mike Airport, to Chennai in India. So beautiful little route, about 3.5 hours total flight time in the Phoenix A320. And I hope to see you guys all tune in for that big VATSIM event on Sunday as we go live there too. Thanks to everyone who flew along. Thanks to all of you who have hit the like button so far. We almost got to 100 likes. And thank you very much to JustFlight for dropping us the preview version of an updating, well, an upcoming update, 0.1.6 as I mentioned before, that's coming soon with a number of those improvements we spoke about at the start. All the links are in the description if you want to get your hands on this scenery or the aircraft or our liveries. Or FSRealistic as well. I need to add that on to the links as well, of course. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Enjoy the start of the weekend. And I'll see you guys all on Monday. Thank you very much. Interesting stream for sure, yeah. Thanks everyone for being here. See you next time.